Morning. It's early, and today we're going to talk about getting fertilizers on our schedule, not the fertilizer schedule, especially when dealing with granular fertilizers. To show you some tests, so hold on one sec. Hey guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is I've set up a very scientific experiment. Not really. I'm just going to demonstrate something real quick for you to get you into the mindset for this video. This is going to be a quick video talking about helping fertilizers activate faster. So let me show you this. All right, so this is one of the first production bags of PGF Complete ever. See it? I want you to tell me which of these fertilizers is going to start working. That one. Or that one. So, I've got this fertilizer. Then I've got this fertilizer. Which one is going to start feeding my lawn and giving my lawn benefits? I think it's pretty simple to figure out. What's kind of cool is you can actually see the humic DG. The way that the humic DG works, it's like within 30 seconds of being exposed to water, it starts to just disintegrate. You can see it already. See it? Look at that. It's so cool. Look at that. See the humic DG breaking down? That's how fast that stuff breaks down. That is just too cool. So instantly, you're going to have humic acid and fulvic acid immediately go into your lawn as soon as you start watering it. It's within minutes. It's going to go into your soil, help improve your soil, help improve your plant. Meanwhile, we're still sitting over here. My point is if you're, especially in June, July, if you're starting to get some of this hot, dry weather patterns move in every once in a while, if you put granular fertilizer on your lawn and you don't get any rain for 5 days, 6 days, what's happening? Nothing. It's doing on plate number 2. It's just sitting there dry and it's not doing anything. So I'm going to show you, we did some experimentation with sort of activating granular fertilizers. Now this is true with organics and with regular granular fertilizers. You can do it with any type granular. But this is one of the reasons why we developed Super Juice, was for this simple fact of that granular fertilizers are on their own schedule. And the nice thing about spraying Super Juice is you can put down a granular fertilizer and the next hour go out and spray your Super Juice. Your Super Juice starts working that hour, and while you're waiting on your granulars to come in behind it for your main feeding element. You understand how that works? So Super Juice is the supplement, your granulars are your base core soil fixing. So think about that for a minute. So first example I'm going to give you is we did a horrible lawn scalp out back. Took it down. I actually over scalped it, and it was a rough scalp. It was a horrible job. I'll explain it later. But I'm going to show you, so I'm going to put up a piece of footage of that scalp the day that I did it, and I want you to see. Now I took it down. Some areas were taken down way too short. They were taken down like 1/8, 1/4 of an inch, and the rest of the lawn was about 1/2 an inch. And that was about 14 days ago. And I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Well, first of all, let's look at that footage. And you can see in that footage that the lawn is just down to nothing. So what I'm going to do now is let's walk out back. So that's what I look like 14 days later. Now there's a bunch of dew on the lawn, so it's kind of hard to see, but my lawn once again looks beautiful, except for the nasty low scalp points. I had some really low scalp points where I almost did some lawn damage. But look at that, that's just amazing. So that's 14 days. And what I did here was we put out the PGF. We did a double scalp. We put out the PGF fertilizer and we came back with Super Juice on top, and then we did the granular activation process that I'm going to talk to you about today. So before I forget, in the link in the description below, there's a description below every video. You're going to see a link, and if you click that link, that's going to take you to a page where if I start to talk about something, you can go and find out more information, like when is the new PGF going to be released? Well, go to PGF, go to the page, and there's a link to pgfcomplete.com. It's a brand new website, still not done. You can see product links, everything I'm talking about. So remember that. Secondly, let me tell you one more thing. Now this one I can't stress enough. We're doing a giveaway of a $2,000 reel mower, and then we have a brand new spreaders hitting the market. We're going to give one of those away. We're giving away about 10 bags of PGF complete. So we're going to have some giveaways come in about a month or two. All you have to do is be a subscriber to our YouTube channel and go over to the website, and there's an email notification service over there. Sign up for that email notification service. It's not a marketing list. The only thing we use that for is whenever we post something new, it notifies you. Plus, what we're going to do is we're going to do about 3 newsletters or 4 newsletters for the next 6 months. And there's some really important information coming. We're going to do a complete Bermuda guide, but that guide is going to have some pretty substantial changes, and especially for the spring coming up. There's some experimenting we did with some important, really important changes we're going to do for the upcoming year. So that complete guide will be free to anyone on that list. We'll let you know when it's available. Also, you'll be registered. You only have to do it once, and you'll be registered for any of the giveaways we do. All right, let's go forward. All right, so before I go forward, let's take one more look at this stuff. This is incredible. Look at how that Humic DG, look at that. Look at how that just breaks down instantly. That's amazing. All right, so let's talk about this activation method real quick. And let me give you a warning about the activation. It's not something that you would want to do under drought conditions. So you don't want to activate, you don't want to encourage a whole bunch of energy in the summertime. It's going to put your lawn in a stress condition. Now, if you have an irrigation system, it's a different story. You can survive the drought, there's no issue. But if you're in this normal summer pattern of, you look at a 10-day forecast and you've got a 40, 60, 80% chance of evening and afternoon thunderstorms, and that's what we're in. We're not in a drought condition, and I know that every 2 or 3 days I'm going to have a heavy downpour. That is the ultimate perfect Bermuda grass weather. Screaming, scorching hot weather, let's just say, 90, high in the 90s, and then every 48 hours a thunderstorm comes through. Man, it's just the perfect. Well, you may have a period of 3 or 4 or 5 days where you're not going to have any rain, but you've got rain coming in after it. The point of this is if granular fertilizers sit on the grass for 3, 4, 5, 6 days and there's no water given to them, they're not going to activate in any way whatsoever. The same thing, organics and regular granular fertilizers. Every fertilizer is the same if it's a granular. Hence the super juice. It's sort of a head start. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is activating that granular quicker. So here's the thought process. Think about the plates. And what I want to do is I want to come in and I want to activate it, but I want that fertilizer sort of damp in a damp environment for many hours, not just in the middle of the afternoon. I don't want that. So what I do is I put down my granular application, and any day that I'm not going to get a thunderstorm, or that I don't get a thunderstorm, at dusk, right when that sun gets just dropping below the horizon, temperatures are dropping, a little bit of dew starts to form, I'm going to run my irrigation system for about 5 minutes on each station. If I don't have an irrigation system, I'm going to go out with a hose and I'm just going to spray that whole area, all the lawn, very lightly with water, just to get that thatch layer wet. I'm not trying to water the lawn. I'm not trying to get the soil moist. I'm just trying to get that thatch layer, maybe a 1/4 of an inch where that granular is sitting. It bumps up microbial activity, especially if you're using organics. But on a regular granular, same thing. It starts that degradation process. It starts that release process a little bit quicker. So instead of waiting 2 or 3 weeks to see results, you can actually see results in as little as 3 days. And I'm going to prove that to you. So what we did was, for the past, I don't know, what has it been, over a month, 4 or 6 weeks, I haven't put really anything on the world's worst Bermuda lawn over here. And Barb's lawn, I did a treatment during the drought of organic, but nothing since. So I've got no sprays, no fertilizers. And what I did was I put a 24-inch strip of the new PGF Complete. This has been 4 days. And every day that I didn't get a rain at night, I went out and just wet the entire area. Now, not just the strip, but the area around the strip, to show you a comparison. It's kind of tough to see right now because there's dew on the grass. The color variation isn't as strong, but I may even put up some pictures to show you on day 3 what it looked like. You can even start to see it on day 2. You can start to see it. But the nice thing about PGF, one of the things about PGF, it has several different types of nitrogens, and each one of those nitrogens releases at a different rate. So you get a little bit of a quicker release, and then like the methylene urea actually has to have microbial activity. It's a really slow release, and it's a mild formula anyways, a 16-4-8. So you don't have to worry about the burn. That's what's great about it. So let me just grab the camera and let me walk you around, and then I'm going to put up some additional pictures. Plus, I'm going to come back next week. I'm getting ready to cut the grasses this afternoon. I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to leave it as it is for a week. And then in the link below, I'll post up on that page, I'll post up a week later some of those pictures. So a week from now, I'm going to show you the difference. Let me grab the camera and just show you. This is a tough time of the day to be shooting colors. Here's my lawn. Now, for the first one, I did do a scalp out here, not as bad as the back. We had some thunderstorms. You can see some leaves on here. But I finally broke down and put my first true feeding fertilizer down last week on my front yard. We've been using only Super Juice out here for now, besides the soil correction. So last week we put down our first PGF Complete on my lawn. Now it's going to be kind of tough to see, like I said, because of the way that the dew and the light is. Now, from this tree down to the sidewalk, we put a 24-inch strip of PGF, and this is day number 4. You see the dark green starting? And let me see if I can get it from a different angle. I want to show you it. It's just all of it. It's just real furry looking. I don't know if that's the best way. It's just real thick, blowing up. Let me walk over this way. Oh yeah, there you can see it. See that? Now you can definitely see that stripe. Now that is 4 days with a granular because of this method. All right, so now we're going to take a walk across. Now this is one of our testing grounds over here. This is what it initially looked like. We killed off all the weeds. This is also a seeding test area, but I want you to look down here. Look at that. This is the stress test we did with the PGF Complete. We did excessive treatments with PGF Complete and to test for burn in the heat. And let me tell you what, is that simply amazing? Look at that. I'm having to cut this grass. Now I'm cutting this grass with my little push reel mower, my Fiskar, and I'm having to cut this almost every 24 hours. That's how fast this stuff is growing, but look how thick this is. Look at that. That's insane. Now, that's common Bermuda, folks. Common Bermuda. Look at how beautiful that is. It is simply gorgeous. Dark green, thick. And last year, even at the beginning of this year, this was nasty looking. Almost no, very little Bermuda, almost all weeds. Look at that. Gorgeous. So, let's go to the world's worst Bermuda lawn. Now on this one, I went to the second crack in the sidewalk and I put a line, 24-inch line all the way across. And I think you can see it starting. An early activation, day number 4. Okay, so to summarize here, during these summer conditions, you have to be careful with this method. If you're in a real heavy drought like we had before, 4 weeks, and I don't have an irrigation system, you got to be careful about over activating granular fertilizers just because of the way that they release. But if you're in this kind of a period where you get 4 or 5 days where there's bright, sunny, no rain, but you've got thunderstorms and rains coming in, get that fertilizer activated. Do that method. Right at night, go out and just wet it every single night that you don't get a rain, and this is what you're going to see. You're going to see results, really strong results, if you do that in 7 days. You're going to start to see results in as little as 3 days, strong results in 7 to 10 days, and amazing results like that monster I've created over there, that PGF. That's like the last treatment was like 3 weeks ago. So after 3 weeks, you put down PGF Complete, you get it activated, and then you let the rains come in and do their work. And I'm telling you, it's just utterly amazing what this stuff can do. Try to do your super juice treatments again. every 2 weeks or so, come out and give it a little bit of super juice. You're done. Don't forget to sign up for that email alert system. It's real important. We've got thousands and thousands of people signed up over there. That new program that we're working on has a never before method released for Bermuda grass that we tested for the spring. I'm not going to talk about it until probably sometime in maybe January. We're going to review that new method for a much healthier lawn next year. But we'll also include in that guide the brand new calendar, including the products and everything. So make sure you're a subscriber. Go over to the website, look for that email subscription service. Again, it's not a marketing service. And that's about it. Try this little activation method. Again, PGF Complete will be available sometime around July 4th. You can go to PGF, go to the link below, and you'll see it. Talk to you later. Doc.